Hey guys, Sean here. So if you guys watched my last video, I reviewed the first Ghost Rider movie in honor of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, incorporating the Ghost Rider into the show and the Marvel Universe, but it's not the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider like it is in the movie. No, they're actually going with a different Ghost Rider named Robbie Reyes, I think, or something like that, but it's fine. So I've been, reviewing the Ghost Rider movies, or at least the first one so far. It's on my channel. Check that out if you want to. This review will be on the sort of sequel. I say that word loosely. I say sequel loosely because for all this movie is, it's basically just a fucking reboot. I'm being serious. It's just a reboot. Because the only connection really is Cage. Nicolas Cage is the only connection to the first film. Basically the plot of this movie is that supposedly, again, I say loosely, supposedly, 5 to 8 years after the first movie, again, supposedly, Johnny Blaze has been hiding out in Eastern Europe because despite how the first movie ended, with Johnny, gaining control of the Ghost Rider and saying, and even when Mephistopheles played brilliantly with Peter Fonda, who is not even in this movie. No, they got Kieran Hines as the devil, and his name is Rourke, not Mephistopheles. And I'll get to that, and I'll get to why it's a new actor. Oh, don't worry, I'll get to that one, because it's so fucking brilliant. But anyway, Johnny is in Eastern Europe because apparently, contrary to how the last movie ended, he has apparently lost control of the Ghost Rider and is basically trying to fight him for control of the body. Which, like I said, contrary to the last movie, Johnny had control. He got control of the Rider. He chose not to give the curse back. But now, this movie just says fuck it. He wants to get rid of the Rider and lost control. This movie just says fuck it. Oh. And also, this movie has a lower budget than the first one, which explains why we don't see the transition why we don't see him transform from Johnny to the Rider, and we don't see him use the Penance Stare. I mean, we actually see him use it, but it's not shown like it was in the first movie, where we actually got to see the people, the bad guys, people that they were trying to kill or whatever, like we did in the first movie. We don't get that because this movie has a lower budget. So lower budget, fucked up continuity because they had to, since they recast the devil, God forbid, they had to recast the young Johnny Blaze, so they had to reshoot the deal scene. Because again, contrary to the first movie, Johnny Blaze in the first film, played by Matt Long, the young version, I should say, had the contract in his hand and accidentally pricked his finger on the top, and then the blood just dripped. But no, in this movie, he fucking breaks a bottle and then splashes his hand on the contract. Ugh. And then, let's see. Oh, you guys remember the line in the first movie, the same line it said that during the day he'd be normal, but at night, in the presence of evil, the Rider takes over? Well, this movie just says fuck that, because at the end of this movie, he's out in the daylight time as the Rider. Let's see. But anyway, the plot of this movie is, I know, I'm so focused on the continuity problems, but just bear with me. Okay. Basically says, yeah, still struggling, bullshit, with his curse as the Devil's Bounty Hunter. That part was right. The Devil's Bounty Hunter, they got that part right. Johnny's hiding out in a remote part of Europe when he's recruited by a secret sect of the church to save a young boy from the devil, who is apparently the devil's son. At first, Johnny was reluctant to embrace the Ghost Rider. Again, bullshit. But it is the only way to protect the boy and possibly get rid himself of the curse. Oh my god, this movie! Okay. For one, the reason why the boy is in danger is because the devil wants to essentially transfer himself into the boy, because here's the reason why Fonda's not in this movie. Because apparently the devil, to survive on Earth, has to fucking body hop. That's why Fonda is not in this movie. Yeah. That's the best excuse to write out an actor like since, wow, Underworld Blood War is coming out. It's coming out next year, saying that the daughter died between movies. Wow, this has got to be, that's two great excuses. It's basically the devil wants to possess the child so that he can essentially live forever, I guess. Okay, it sounds like a movie. It sounds like a movie made back in the 90s when the whole devil thing was the big thing. So the problem with the movie is basically, like I said, the continuity's all fucked up. The explanation why Fonda is not the devil is ridiculous. Oh, and here's what grinds my fucking gears. One of the producers on this movie, an executive producer, no doubt, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't the executive producer have some power over the movie? Because guess what? The director of the first movie was one of the executive producers. So here's a dumb thing. Why the fuck did he just say use the... I'm sorry. It really pisses me off. This movie does not acknowledge the first one. Anyway, I give the actors credit, especially Cage. You know, I give him credit. I mean, credit where credit is due. The rider, I'll admit, does look pretty cool. Like, I'll admit, the design of the rider looks pretty cool. However, I wish they would have kept the bike from the first movie. I mean, granted, I wish they would have kept continuity with the first movie, but I would have took what I can get. At least give them... Because honestly, I thought the bike from the first movie looked a lot better than this one. Because this one doesn't look all that different at all. It's basically like a new paint job and the flames on it. At least the bike in the first movie looked different when it changed. I mean, god damn, at least keep the bike. But, all in all, I don't know. I mean, the movie's not terrible. It's just not that good. Especially when you compare it to the first movie. Hell, that's what pretty much a lot of people have said. I mean, in the past, I would look up videos on these movies, on movies I own, and see what people think, and people have said this movie's worse than the first one. But here's my thing, is I get they wanted to try and make the fans happy who didn't like the first one by making Johnny be actually possessed by the demon Zarathos, who was not mentioned once in the first movie. Because according to the origin, and also about the origin, in the first movie, the caretaker, played by Sam Elliott, said that Johnny did not sell his soul for greed. He did it for love, which is the right reason to put God on his side. Nope, fuck that, because apparently Johnny did it for selfish reasons. Oh my god, man. But also, there's this the way they edit this movie is really weird. It's where they speed up certain shots. It's like even the fucking opening logo is sped up. What the fuck? But like I was about to say, according to the comic book origin, and this is based on what I've heard, is that Johnny's dad had already passed, and contrary to the first movie, Roxanne's father actually liked Johnny and actually let Johnny stay with them. And then it was Roxanne's father who was dying of the cancer, so Johnny sold his soul to save him. And then I think when the devil came to collect or something, Roxanne tried to do this little voodoo thingy, which ended up bonding Zarathos to Johnny. And then that's how he becomes the Rider, I guess. I think I could be misinformed, but I get they were probably trying to do it, But the way the movie brings up Zarathos, it doesn't work. It's just... All in all, I don't hate this movie, but I still think the first one's better. If it makes any sense. I mean, it's got some good action. Cage is great. Cage, he does good with what he can. The three writers in this movie are complete dipshits. But credit where credit is due. I did like Idris Elba, and I think he's funny in this movie. He's probably one of the funny people in this movie. And I kind of get why they designed the writer, because they were trying to go for a darker tone, because, I guess they wanted to make the fans who hated the first movie happy. But I don't think it worked in the movie's favor, to be honest. But it's fine. I give them credit for trying. I mean, to take a quote from what I said in my Inspector Gadget 2 video, that if you wanted to make this movie, I'm basically paraphrasing what I said, but it's pretty much the same, that if you wanted to make this movie more like the source material, you should have rebooted it. Because if you're trying to do a sequel, changing certain elements doesn't work. Because honestly, to quote what Adam J said in his G.I. Joe video, that so much of you shifted the tone, fucked up all the characters, and didn't even follow through with any of the fucking plot points the last film set up, why didn't you just do a fucking reboot? It's not rocket science, you morons. If you're going to stray away that much from what the last film did, then this should not have been a damn sequel. And I think I got that quote pretty much exactly. But yeah, this movie should have been a reboot. Get Cage out, get a new actor. You still could have used Johnny Blaze, but get rid of Cage, get a brand new actor. Because I read somewhere, I learned on IMDb, I read on IMDb that either Johnny Depp or Eric Bana were in line for this role in the first movie before Cage got it. Fuck. Cast one of them, and then just reboot the damn thing. Which they're doing now as part of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I'm interested to see how that version turns out. But as is, the first movie is way better than this one, by fucking far. And it's just... I don't know, guys. This video sounded way more hateful than I was hoping. You know what? I'm done. I reviewed the Ghost Rider movies. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment, rate, subscribe. See you guys later.